The member from Windsor West.
Thank you, Speaker. My question's to the Premier. Speaker, the Premier's recent threat aimed at education workers continues to create chaos in our schools. Students, parents and education workers want quality education in Ontario, but this government is only providing cuts and uncertainty. For more than a year, the Liberal government has failed to treat the negotiating process with respect and attention. Just like this government has failed to treat education with respect and attention, given more than a decade of chronic underfunding of our public education system. They are proud of a planned $500 million cut to education, proud of firing 21 early childhood educators in Windsor-Essex, proud of laying off 118 teachers in Peterborough. This government's record on education is nothing to be proud of. The Minister of Education has lost all credibility and needs to go.
Question.
Will the Premier admit that a recent threat to education workers is only going to cause more chaos in our schools and force students and families to pay the price for her minister's failure?
Thank you. Premier.
So, Mr. Speaker, on the one hand, we have the official opposition saying that we have spent too much time because there are costs associated with collective bargaining, and we've spent too much time negotiating, Mr. Speaker, and we shouldn't be putting out that money to pay for those negotiation processes. On the other hand, Mr. Speaker, we've got the NDP saying that we really should let this go on forever, Mr. Speaker, that the collective bargaining process should go on forever, that we shouldn't use any of the tools that are actually part of the labour law, Mr. Speaker, to bring to a conclusion a situation that is putting kids at risk, that is not giving families the information that they need about their kids' progress, that is keeping schools dirty, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to let that go on and on and on. Our education partners know that I believe in collective bargaining, Mr. Speaker. They know that I believe we are allies with them, but they also know, Mr. Speaker, that we have to act in the best interest of children.
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. It was in fact the government that walked away from bargaining, not EDFO. Now let's get back to the facts, Speaker. Speaker, the Premier uttering threats and stomping her feet because the Minister of Education couldn't do her job is no way to negotiate. Since the beginning of the process, the Minister of Education has failed to do her job when it comes to bargaining. Now our kids are paying the price of increased chaos in our schools. As if cuts to special education funding in 8 boards totaling $22.5 million wasn't bad enough. Students and families shouldn't be paying the price for the minister's incompetence and neglect of the education file. My question is simple. Will the Premier fire the Minister of Education immediately? Yes or no?
Thank you. Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I just want this House and the people of Ontario to know that our Minister of Education has as her top priority the best interests of the children of this province, the students of this province, Mr. Speaker. And there are probably few people in the province who know as much about the education system as the Minister of Education. So, Mr. Speaker, the fact is that we have one of the best education systems in the world, Mr. Speaker. People come from all over the world to look at how we have developed the education system. 84% of kids in this province graduate from high school, Mr. Speaker. It is a model. So the fact is that we need our government needs to be working with school boards and with our education partners, both teachers and support staff. That's what we're doing as part of the collective bargaining process. It's not easy, Mr. Speaker. It takes time, but it is necessary.